Man, you ever just wanna go riding around, no worries? Well, that's this kind of song. Yeah, alright. This is for everybody out there, circle.
What's up, mother truckers? Welcome back to the trucking journey. And I'm reuniting with Kenny Wayne. He had a PM done this weekend, and check it out. I've got a fresh new sticker on my roof. So I'm not gonna stand out like I did before. Man, I meant to tell them to replace my airlines because this has a little bit of a break in the housing. That's gonna be a problem at some point. But the big thing is I hate these little pigtail airline hookups. I like the black leather like I had in 1040, but they're pretty common. This truck has them too. I don't like them, they get tangled up.
Yeah, proud to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. USA, Chevrolet, Dodge and Ford. Raising a little hell and praising the Lord. Yes, sir. Just simple truth speaking, working for the weekend. Every time it hits the fan, you just keep on keeping.
All right, here I am at Michelin, but they've got a new lot that's over here. That's always the first place to check. Aha! I see it. So I'll be in and out with the quickness. All right, people, I am all hooked up and getting ready to hit the road. Getting ready to plug the address into my GPS, even though I pretty much know the way. But when I go to Ford, which is where I'm headed now, I'm never given the actual address. It has Fern Valley / Grande Drive. And you'll also run into situations occasionally where you'll try to plug the place you're going to into your Rand McNally and it won't find it, and you'll have to choose like a cross street or range. Well, one thing you can always do is pull up a map view on your iPhone or whatever you use and see what the cross streets are. And the way you do intersections is real simple. New location, intersection. But after you tap intersection, then you put in your city, which we are going to Louisville, Kentucky. And I will type in the main road first, which in this case is Fern Valley. I think it's Fern Valley Road. And then the intersection, and it narrows down the selection. And there we go, Grande Lane. And if you hit compare routes, it shows you the map view of it. If you just do the other, you don't get to see that. But my GPS is a few years old, so while it's calculating those directions, I don't sit here and wait and look. I'll go ahead and roll on up towards the gate. There we go. Guess what? We're going through the gorge again. Now for you people that's been watching my channel for a while, know I favor the Apple products over some of the other choices out there in phones and computers and things. Well, this new iPhone 8 Plus that I have, it's the best one that I've had yet. The camera is, well, like in low light, it's so much better, and just the colors are very vivid. This sucker will film in 4K, people, and the microphone and the speakers are better. And it's also got this cool image stabilization, even in the front-facing camera, which is what I'm doing now. Like, for this whole shot, well, I'm sitting at a red light now, but I'm moving in an 18-wheeler. You know, most of the time with lesser cameras, it's shaky the whole time. But Apple got it right. And speaking of Apple, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of the iPhone buying experience. Now, I did not go to an Apple store. I didn't even go to like a corporate At&T store. I just went to one of those authorized At&T dealers. But the staff was absolutely phenomenal. It was a very pleasurable buying experience, and I even left with some extras I did not intend on getting. So why don't you guys check that out, and after that's over, we'll roll some music and roll on through the gorge. I expect the leaves are going to be more colorful than they were in the last episode. But I will see you guys somewhere on the other side of the gorge when I do my 30-minute break. Enjoy! And here we are. All right, people, it is officially iPhone day, and I will be walking out with a brand new iPhone. They're getting it set up. But since it's iPhone day, there's all these crazy deals. For $100, you guys are gonna think I'm making this up, or this is just a trucker gym price. But for $100, you get a car charger to plug in. You need those, right? And you get an extra strong cord. Now the iPhone comes with it, but you can't have too many of those. A screen protector that goes over your glass, so if you drop it, it'll break. You just take it off and no big deal, and you send it in, they'll give you a new one of those and your iPhone's not cracked. And a case. All that for $100. And get this, if you do that, you get an iPad thrown in. And not a 16 gig, a 32 gig iPad. But it is going to add 20 bucks to my unlimited plan. But I can watch myself on an iPad now instead of the phone. Now, is all this true that I just said?
It is. Yeah.
Best At&T store in the country.
We are at the best At&T. I thought it was going to be lines out the door, you know, like you see on the news in New York. But heck, I ain't been here 15 minutes and already taken care of, getting ready to walk out. So now, first step is finding a case.
This one's probably gonna be your best bet.
Let's see, because it loaded all that pretty quick, so.
I must admit, I had no intention of walking out here with an iPad, but when you basically get it and a whole bunch of other stuff for $100, and then I can watch football games and movies and YouTube on an iPad instead of the iPhone, I did it. But you can't do that at any At&T stores. The authorized Spring what?
Spring Mobile.
Spring Mobile. Is that just in South Carolina?
No, we're nationwide.
Nationwide, people. Authorized At&T stores. Yeah. And now here's the unboxing.
Me or Dad?
Ooh.
Give me that iPhone.
Beautiful. Now these aren't AirPods. It'd be awesome if they do, but there's a little adapter, so plug these in. So with these, and probably just the iPhone in general, you can expect some live videos coming that will have excellent sound. And now Dylan is putting my screen protector on for me, and he is perfect at it. Because I know I used to be an insurance agent and all that. I don't get phone insurance. Ever since I had it for years, and then I cracked my phone and said, okay, it's going to be a $200 deductible. And I paid $150 for a new screen. So ever since then, I don't do phone insurance. All right, check it out, guys. Here's my new iPhone. I hadn't started personalizing it with my photos and everything yet, but it's so much more sleek feeling than that bulky OtterBox case that I have, but it feels actually slightly heavier than my old one. But here's my bag of goodies. I don't even remember what all I have in here. A few charging ports, and most importantly, an iPad. All right, the staff here was absolutely phenomenal. If you're in Simpsonville, this is the At&T that's right beside Firehouse Subs and the Army recruiting.
Keeping you tried and true, red, white, and blue. Turn it up, man, this one's for you. Woo!
Hey, hey, this is for the driving around, jacking downtown, anywhere Saturday night. Yeah, this is for the back road, turning up the radio, heading right where the two-lane turns into Main Street, cruising the same streets.
Cruising the same streets is something I do very often here at G&P, and the Gorge is one of these roads. But I want to take a moment to answer a question that I get pretty often, especially from some of you guys that are interested in making your own YouTube videos, and that's how I have music in my videos, which when most of your favorite truck driving YouTubers do not. Well, here's the deal on that. If you use like a minute or so of a song, the analytics or whatever, the computer at YouTube, it's going to pick it up if it's copyrighted material, and it'll block your video from being played, or you can't monetize it. It just depends on who the copyright owner is. But there's something called fair use. And I found if I keep the amount of the song I use in each burst around the 25-second range, I usually don't run into any problem. So anybody that's wanting to get some videos of your own out there, hope that helps. But speaking of videos, there's 3 very special videos I plan to have uploaded before this week is over. One is going to be a live YouTube video that's going to be a Q&A where you can ask me any question you want. I'll give a little heads up on Facebook before I do that, but that'll be sometime this week, so make sure you have notifications set up so you'll be alerted. Also, scroll number 5 is coming soon, and it's a good one, people. I hope you tune in for it. It's called I Will Live This Day If It Was My Last. It's not too salesy or, you know, too preachy or anything like that. It's just good stuff. And then also, I'm going to have a recruiting video coming soon. I've got a new friend in the recruiting department, Susie, and I've got the whole pay charts and lots of other good stuff about G&P and also our hiring area. But now, back to the rest of the episode. Well, that was the Gorge, people, at the beginning of fall. Really not as colorful as I was expecting, but I'm sure that will change as the weeks go on. I can't wait to be able to see when fall really begins and the leaves are all the colors and leaves are blowing in the wind. That's going to be an epic episode. But I'm doing my 30-minute break. Actually, it's stretched into about a 40-minute break, so it's time for me to get rolling, people. But we are about an hour from the Ford plant in Kentucky, and my intention is to drop that, hook up to an empty as quick as I can, and then start heading towards Indiana. I can't.
Baby, ain't never looked better just singing along to this driving around song.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I grew up in them rural routes. Count down them days till I got brave enough to bust out. City lights in my sights, I gon' do it upright. Now sitting.
Alright, I have made it to the Ford plant. Just going in here to get my bills stamped, and then we'll go get an empty. But it is an absolute gorgeous night here tonight. Feels so good outside. And beautiful sunset, by the way. Alright, my work is almost done, but not quite. The empty trailers at this Ford plant, for some reason they're like 2.5, 3 miles away, kind of down here at the other end of the airport. So I'm going to get me an empty trailer, and then I'm headed to Indiana, which my fleet manager, when he was telling me about this Friday, made me believe I had to wait till Monday to pick this up. But it's got today's date, the 24th, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get in, which I could have left earlier, but I thought I was having a SEVA load like I have the last several weeks, and they close on Sunday until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And since I got the new phone, I didn't have my TransFlow app installed, and I couldn't remember what the code is. Oh, for any of you G&P guys that want to set up TransFlow, this is the code you need to put in for the recipient ID. All the other stuff, you'll know that. It's your personal info. But that'll set you up with the G&P version of TransFlow. But I didn't have that. I had to get it from the Red Viking trucker. Appreciate it, Red.
Alright, kicking it in the big town, wishing I'd have slowed it down. I'd give anything if I was driving around with them big dreams in my pocket. Yeah, this is for the ones who don't know how good they got it. Woo!
Hey, hey, this is for the driving around, jacking downtown, anywhere Saturday night. Yeah, this is for the back roads.
Alright guys, I've made it to Morgan Foods in Indiana, and well, the truck parking is a couple of 100 yards from where the guard shack I gotta go check in. I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's go see. You guys thought I was kidding about this whole couple 100 yards thing, don't you? Way down there. Can you guys make out the date on that? Morgan Foods since 1899. Well, that went less than ideal. I'm late, apparently. He says they're kind of shitty to drivers that are late. You're at the bottom of their priority, so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, but it is time to make coffee now. I would love to hear from any of you guys that's tried a French press recently. I know some of you that watch my videos have, and I haven't had one person say, you know, I bought a French press, Jim, and that coffee sucks. I'm going back to my Maxwell house and my little, you know, $10 coffee maker. Not one person has ever said that. But I know plenty of people that's quite happy with their, you know, $10 coffee maker. You know, regular old coffee pot you can get from Walmart with a paper filter that's, you know, or dollar store even, you know. A lot of people think coffee's coffee. Well, I'm telling you people, it ain't. The French press, that's where it's at.
Look at those delicious berries. Black, blue, and raspberry. Ooh, there's even a strawberry in there. We'll just add a little water.
But while I'm getting loaded and having my breakfast, and my coffee's ready too, I'm editing this video that you're watching. And I'm at the part putting music over Coming Into Kentucky. I like that song. I know a bunch of people's probably not. Colt Ford never became that popular, but he was, I don't know if he was the first, but he was one of the first I was familiar with the genre of music that, I don't even know if it has a name, but it's kind of like a hip-hop country type of sound, which the mainstream hadn't took hold to that type of sound, but Trucker Jim, I'm all about it. Okay, I am getting ready to back into these docks here and get loaded with a bunch of cans. Before you start backing up, you want to assess the situation, which anywhere in there they said is fine. But there's a few poles, there's a pole here, there's a truck right there I've got to watch, you know, my front end. And then there's a highway, a road, and there's going to be cars going by.
That works.
Sounds great, Ryan. And Rich, again, thanks for.
Just real quick, to all the truck drivers that once upon a time like pulled away from the dock with some forklift in the back of your truck, I just want to flip you the bird, okay? Because I was inside the truck being comfortable editing this video, and then he come informing me I could not be in the truck while I was getting loaded. I had to sit in this chair right here on the dock. I'm loaded and it's time to wrap up this episode. I'm headed to Georgia, people, but I want to give a big thanks to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch. I know there's a lot of new subscribers. It's getting close to 3,200 now, which is closer and closer to my goal, and it's a diverse group. Some of you are good, some of you are bad, and well, some of you are ugly. So in honor of that, Clint Eastwood has given us a thumbs up, and if you like this video, please do the same. But until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking.
All right, everybody, get in your truck, get in your car, whatever it is. Small town America, baby. We're going driving around.